Welcome back to Daytime. We are seeing the underside of what for many people would say be broken dreams. How many tears have been shed in the kitchen? How many relationships have maybe found their demise over things like burnt cookies or overcooked asparagus like I experienced this weekend? But fret not. Technology has the answer. Our next guest has the answer. Apps are no longer about playing Angry Birds. No. You can actually find quick solutions to
they're
things.
Practical.
And I love it. I love it, love it, love it, because I think we've all experienced these things, and especially we find that when we turn to homemade items, sometimes there are critical kind of moments. You know, we have guests, we have that sort of thing, and it really is the stress of the modification.
Now there's an app for that.
Now there's an app. Now I have to start at the beginning. Then we're going to get into, so you're going to show us how to correct said wrong here.
Lots of different fixes.
How did this come about? I mean, it seems so common sense, but no one else did it, and you did it.
Nobody else seems to be doing it. They may be there, but I haven't found them. Lots and lots of recipe apps, but really no help for what happens when something goes wrong in the kitchen. And I have lots of reference books that if I'm in the kitchen and I've burned the cookies, and I'm not going to rush out to my library and look it up. So I thought, you need a really quick fix when you're in a panic, and with cell phones and smartphones and iPads, they're right in the kitchen with you. People now bring their iPads into the kitchen, and so I thought, well, why not have the solution at your fingertips when you need it most?
You know why? Because it makes us look like geniuses. Because
you look like
you know what? Hold on a second. No, the cookies, but hold on.
So what I did was
and then you're back with a solution.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, my mom also was very influential because she never ever was flummoxed by a kitchen disaster. She always had a way of fixing it.
One never wants to be flummoxed.
Well, she was born in the Depression, so you never wasted food. So it never occurred to me that people wouldn't do anything but try to fix it.
Of course.
So a lot of these fixes came from her, and some of them were really hard earned because I'm not as perfect as my friends would like to tell me I am.
That's okay.
So what I did today was I brought in some intentionally burned cookies.
Okay.
But I used to burn cookies all the time because my pan, this is the offender, a really terrible cheap pan. So when I burned the cookies, I learned very quickly that if you double up the pans, 2 cheap pans is equal to 1 really expensive pan.
Really?
Yeah. So I have, that's an avoidance tactic for, that's in the app as well. So what I've done is I've come up with as many possible solutions as quick fixes. So with these cookies, what you do is you can use a box grater, the part that you zest, or a microplane. And very quickly, your cookie
Mom eating the cookies again.
is salvaged. And you can put that out and nobody's going to complain. It's a pretty good, this is a non-burned cookie.
Wow.
And if I go a little bit more, there's the burnt. Now what happens is, sometimes they get dried out during the process. So if you don't like the salvaged cookie, you can put it in a blender, grind it up, and use the crumbs instead of graham crumbs when you're making graham crackers. Or you can just crumble them up in your fingers, and then you can put them on a scoop of ice cream or into some plain yogurt.
That sounds horrible.
So it's terrible. So there's all sorts of fixes. So what happens is you burn the first batch of cookies and you're panicking, so you can salvage them with either a grater or a microplane. The second, you've got tons of dough left over and you're going, oh no, I'm going to burn it again. So I've got a solution of, if it's your pan is the problem, double cheap pans. Because I don't expect you to run out to the store and buy an expensive new pan. Another solution is the silicone mat. And I got this one at the local grocery store. And all it does is it lines your cookie sheet, you put your cookies on there, and this prevents them from burning. It's good for chicken and fish and all sorts of things.
And it's easy to clean. The beauty of
very
silicone is
very
non-stick
easy
as well,
to
so you're not going to have a lot of the ugliness that we often experience.
This was a $10 solution. This is a more expensive solution, an expensive pan. The zero-cost solution is doubling it up. Another fix, and the app links to things like a microplane. It will tell you what a microplane is and a whole bunch of other uses. And then, there's actually 10 favorite gadgets. This is one of my favorite gadgets. This is a cookie scoop. It's a small little scoop that does perfect size cookies, and if you can see here, these cookies are all uniform. And one of the reasons that some of the drop cookies burn is you start out and you're scooping them with a spoon and they're small, and then by the end of the pan, they're really, really big, and so they're cooking at different rates.
So in my world, that's happy accidents.
If you use this little teeny tiny cookie scoop, you will get consistent cookies, so they all cook at the same rate. And so either they're all perfect or they're all burned.
See, and I love the glossary idea, because I don't know how many times I'll walk into a store and And also, I almost become like a really bad mime. I'm like, you know, the thing that and you make sound effects too. That
so this,
right?
this
helps. This is really great.
Microplane.
Okay.
And it's a very fancy chef-style grater that does. I list 5 different uses for it. I use it instead of crushing garlic. I just take the garlic and I mince it on this. I use it for grating Parmesan cheese. Chocolate, when you need grated chocolate for a recipe, this is fabulous for grating chocolate.
And see, I look at it and I see an unintentional way to exfoliate.
You can do that too.
I'm a finger grater.
It does grate
I love
fingers.
Grating my fingers.
So you either buy shares and Band-Aids, or you're just very careful with the way you use it.
Now, one of the things I want to get to kind of the breadth of the kind of solutions that are here, because this is not just exclusive to
it's
cookies.
not
We
just
have
cookies.
Something for everything. And I mean, you off camera told me how I could have corrected my soggy asparagus, which is great. Now, so they go to christiescorner.com is where to find out more about this.
There's a whole little write-up on it, but you can also click the icon on Christie's Corner and it takes you to the iTunes website. But it's set up so that you can search by keyword. So if you have roast, you can put the word roast in it. It'll show you all the entries for roast. You can look it up alphabetically, or I have it by category. So I've got vegetables and fruit and dairy and curries and stews.
Do you know how many relationships you've probably just saved?
Well, I'm going to put matchmaker down.
Well, I was going to say, we need to have a follow-up success story based on the number of people that have been rescued, because...
well, I was trying to rescue food. The good news is it's out on iTunes right now. So it's for iPhone, iPad, and iPod Touch. It's now, as of this week, out on Android. And on Friday, June 1st, it's the first month anniversary of the app's birth, and I'm going to have a $1 sale. So no matter what, instead of $2.99, it's going to be 99 cents.
Wow.
So spend $1, save a meal.
And then it will save your brain. Save your brain. Save the saline. No more tears. They'll be staying in your face.
The beautiful thing is there's a comment section, and people actually use it to ask me questions. So I'm already gathering ideas. I'm answering their questions, and I'm gathering ideas for the next evolution. I already know about 10 entries that I thought, oh, I didn't know that was an issue for people. So
and this is what I love about these apps, is that there's kind of a reciprocal nature in these sort of experiences, and allows you to build this database. And again, really quick, and we have to know, you are a relatively local gal out of
I'm
Guelph, so, and that makes us feel particularly good here, because you know, it's great to know that such innovation is occurring in our area. Absolute pleasure. So very informative. And now I have to go get the thingy with the thing in. Yeah, so please, there we go. It's my reward for not screwing up. But again, christiescorner.com is the place to find out more. All right, folks, you're not done with us. Stay with us.